Hey guys, what's up? This is Easy Pictures to Draw, and today I'm going to go over how to handle a caricature reject. You know what I mean? And rejects are the terms that we use for when you're doing a drawing of somebody and they don't want it. You know what I mean? When they just straight up don't want it at all. And there are ways to handle that. Um, for the most part, it depends who you are. That'll dictate how many rejects that you get. So, that being said, I can tell you what kinds get more rejects than not. You know what I mean? There's kind of two kinds of caricatures I've seen. Uh, I've seen the cute kind, the kinds that flatters people, the kind that they're very basic. They're very you're not really exaggerating them. You're just making a cartoony version of them uh, with kind of a similar template all along the ways. That's that tends to please people more than when you really exaggerate something that they have, like a feature that they might be insecure about, and you exaggerate it. The big ears, if wide ears, if something like that. So I would say that, I mean, if you want money, stick to the cute versions for sure, and I'll go into that as well, the two kinds of characters. But um, so the guys that really liked exaggerating, they got more, but they knew it. You know what I mean? They got more rejections. Um, that's usually the reason it was, though. It's just too crazy. Very rarely will a cute one get rejected. If it does, it's very rare. It's just the person just doesn't know what they want, maybe, and they just didn't know what they're getting in there for. There's like I've never had a rejection at a party. That's different, because like I said, somebody else is paying for it. But if you're like at a fair or a theme park and then you do it, that's when there's a risk of rejects. So let me give you some context for me personally, my numbers. I drew primarily cutish, you know what I mean? Sometimes I exaggerated, but mostly I drew the kind of in-between part. Just trying to make a good, decent, good caricature for the folks. And so like it leaned more to the cute. And I did, let me see, when I was at SeaWorld, I did maybe 30 drawings a day, and this is on average, maybe 20 to 30 drawings a day for 3 years straight, especially during the summer, like I said, because I'm evening out those days where I didn't do anything. Um, let's say 20 a day on average. So I got maybe 12 rejects in 4 years. So not that many, but I remember them pretty well. You know what I mean? You will remember them because they come out of nowhere. And the reason I don't know if there's any way to prep yourself, at least mentally and emotionally, is because I rarely got them so much. You know what I mean? It wasn't like something I had to brace myself for. It would just kind of come out of nowhere. You're like, whoa, it was shocking. Um, so I don't really know how to do that. We did have a reject pile though, like where the guys exaggerated. I did sometimes too. Those guys, we'd have a pile underneath the kind of the where you pay, like just the artist knew about it, and we'd have a pile called the reject pile, and they're really really funny drawings, really hilarious stuff, really great. I wish I could find that thing. I mean I don't know where it is now. I'm sure they chucked them, and so that's pretty much my experience with that. I maybe had one guy physically threaten me, which is weird. Just some fat guy. And that's pretty much it. I think one of my friends got his drawing torn up. You know what I mean? That's very rare as well. She was pretty offended by that. Oh, I made one kid cry because I drew this mole that he had, huge mole, and I drew it as a cockroach kind of on his face. So that's a bad one. I mean, they still bought it. Parents still bought it. They thought it was funny. Um, there's also ways if if your personality is on, you can kind of deflect that in a way. You can kind of like preempt it. If you're really on, you can maybe convince them that, hey, like let me give you an example. This is maybe the worst one though, and this is more salesman stuff. If you consider this kind of, not so nice, then I'm sorry. But um, and the way my moods were through those years were first year, you're brand new, you're green. 3 months, right, you're new, you're still getting used to it for the whole year. Second year, I was on. like really on. Like I was talking really well. Third year, fourth year, I was kind of over the job. You just kind of like, you're just doing stuff out of impulse. But that second year, I was a really high seller. And I remember I was drawing someone's Indian daughter. I just remember that fact. She was Indian. Doesn't really make a difference, but I'm just saying, from India. And I was drawing their daughter. And as I was drawing her, I could feel that this is not going to be a good drawing. I could just feel it. I just messed something up. And I was like, dang. So instead of starting over, I just kind of continued. And I thought, well, hopefully they won't notice. And so I get up, I walk to the register, and I say, okay, this will be blah, blah, blah. I forget how much it was, 30 bucks, which is a lot. And the mother in broken English tells me that they don't like it, but really broken English. And I just look at her and I smile, and I look at the father and I say, okay, that'll be $30. Just completely ignoring her. And they pay for it, and they leave. And that was it. You know what I mean? That's just like obviously that sounds bad, but you're on commission, so you're trying pretty hard to push people into stuff. There's been a few cases like that too. You know what I mean? Where people are just not too happy with it, and you convince them that, hey, this is a basic thing. You know what I mean? They're all gonna look like this. They're cartoon versions of you. You know what I mean? I think you kind of work your way through the words, you know what I mean? And you'll know this too. You're going to become a better and better salesman the more you do this, you know what I mean? You will convince people. You even convince people that don't really want it to start out with. Sometimes, they're thinking about it, it's a one-time thing. And like I said, that part you have to figure out yourself. Whatever personality type that you are, you will have to figure that out. But anyways, that's a little bit of background on rejects. There's even a book called Rejects. I forget who wrote it. Not wrote it, I'm sorry. It's just a bunch of pictures of wacky drawings. You can look that up on YouTube. Actually, I know who it was. It was Joe Bloom. He got his reject pile and he threw it into a book and printed it out. It's called Rejects by Joe Bloom. I'll try to link it in the description. But yeah, rejects are funny, man. And don't worry about them. Like I said, I've been shocked by all of them. All of them, like reject, like straight up, like you're halfway through the drawing. They're like, I hate this. Those are pretty hard to take, but you'll develop a thick skin. You know what I mean? Trust me. I can't tell you that everybody will get used to it. It's just because I never fully got used to it in terms of like those really abrupt ones. You know what I mean? That one at the very end there, if it's after paying, I don't know, it's a little different. But like if you're partway through the drawing, they just hate it, then I've never really, like I said, I only got 12, so I've never fully, thickened my skin to that. Hopefully you will, maybe just get a lot of them. Try really hard to exaggerate as hard as you can, and then you'll get more. Anyways, that's about it. If you have any other questions, let me know. I just wanted to give you a little bit insight on that. I'll probably make another video on the 2 kinds of caricatures, and what's going on with that next. If you have any other subjects, though, that you want to talk about in terms of working in the theme park, working at parties, anything like that, let me know. And, that's about it. See you guys. Meow.